My dear friends, when the founder of Hasidism, if you've ever heard of Hasidic Jews, the founder in the 1700s, the Baal Shem Tov in what is now Ukraine, when he saw difficult times threatening the Jewish people, he would go to a certain place in the wilderness to meditate, in the forest. There he would light a fire and recite a certain prayer, and the miracle would be accomplished and the tragedy averted. When he died, in the next generation, the rabbi was Dov Ber, only he couldn't remember the exact spot in the forest where the Baal Shem Tov went. But he did go into the forest, and he lit a fire, and he recited the prayer. And the tragedy was averted once again. By the next generation, Rabbi Moshe Leib of Sasov, which was also in what is now Ukraine, Rabbi Moshe Leib not only didn't know the exact spot in the forest, but he also didn't remember the exact words of the prayer. But he lit a fire, and he prayed in his own words, and the misfortune was once again averted. A generation later, when it was Rabbi Israel of Rizhin, which is now in Belarus, it was Rabbi Israel's fate to save his people. By this time, he no longer remembered any of the instructions of his ancestors, so he sat in his armchair with his head in his hands, and he spoke to God saying, "Dear God, I don't know the special place in the forest south of here. I cannot light the fire. I don't even remember the prayer. All I can do really is to tell the story. And I hope that this will be sufficient." And it was. When we celebrate memory and tradition through sacred stories, that too helps to transform the world that is into the world we all want to be. Sometimes just by remembering the story and passing it down from generation to generation, however you're going to do it in your crazy, unique way tonight at home, we help bring about redemption. As we prepare for Seders in our homes, whether with family, friends, or alone, by retelling the story, we help speed the urgent redemption needed in America, in Israel, in the Ukraine, and right here in Memphis. No matter which Haggadah you use for your Seder tonight, there is a paragraph after the part known as the 4 children and before the 10 plagues. It's a paragraph so timely on this particular Passover, as Ukrainian Jewish families, whether relocated to Israel, displaced somewhere in their attacked nation, or hiding in basements in their Ukrainian hometowns, there is a paragraph in the Haggadah that speaks especially to those who are suffering, and it's called V'hi She'amda. Beyond the beautiful melody by Yonatan Raziel, Happy will chant. I want you to know what these words, V'hi She'amda, means. It's all about mustering the faith to face our adversaries. V'hi She'amda lavotenu, faith in God's promise, which, according to the Hebrew, sustained our ancestors, even in places like Ukraine and Belarus, and can and will sustain us in America or wherever we are. Shelo achad bilvad amad aleinu lachalotenu. Listen to this line. For not only one evil enemy like Pharaoh has arisen to destroy us, but in every generation, new evil enemies arise seeking to destroy. V'hakadosh baruch hu matzilenu mi'adam. But our faith in something greater than the madness of madmen, can and will deliver us from the hands of tyrants and dictators in every generation. May this prayer come true, not only for our Ukrainian brothers and sisters, but for every enslaved person deserving of freedom tonight. Vihi she'amda lavotenu.